My name is Patch and welcome back to the notes. Ooh, it's time for some patch notes. We'll start as low as we possibly can go, which is here, and then it stops working, but I can start dragging it, but then it snaps back. So I don't know exactly what's going on here, but we'll have a look at the gameplay changes here. Crush Joints and Sash Whip have both had their card damage lowered by 1, so apparently they were 2 effective. Meditate and Nirvana have been reworked. We'll have a look at those in the compendium in a moment. And Wrath Plus no longer gains a damage buff. It costs 2 down to 1 on the upgrade instead. Now, Wrath Plus is Eruption. That's Eruption that they're referring to there. Also, you can see a ridiculous amount of the art has been added. Much of it beta art, a fair bit of it polished art as well. So the beta art is not actually going to be the final official art. So, if you see something that looks a little rough, probably beta art. If you see something that looks like a meme, definitely beta art. All right. And then we also have a couple of gameplay changes down here. Adaptation is now rare. That's the 1 cost power. Whenever you switch stances, draw a card. That being rare makes a lot more sense if we read the rest of these patch notes. Gameplay block actions now still occur post-combat, allowing blocking beat of death and others. I'm not entirely certain what they mean by this, because blocking occurring post-combat, you would assume, would mean that you will take damage to beat of death and thorns, right? Because the combat is you having hit the enemy, right? And then having the block triggered afterwards. I'm not entirely certain what they mean by that. Doesn't seem clear to me. Empty Mind card is now uncommon. Yeah, having a common that draws 3 cards, it's real powerful. I'll tell you that. It's real powerful. I understand, obviously, that the Silent has that, but the Silent is much better in general at drawing cards than this character, right? So you've got to remember different characters, different strengths, different weaknesses. You can't make those direct comparisons. Also, Flow State is now uncommon. That is very important for the stance switching deck, for Flow State to be uncommon, so you can actually get a couple of copies of it. I'm really happy to see it. So because that is going to make the stance switching deck a little more consistent, Adaptation had to become rare. Also, Adaptation becoming rare makes it a... It makes it like a capstone piece for a stance switching build, because they're already really effective, and it also, forgive the truism, making it rare makes it rarer, which means that you are likely to have fewer copies of it in your deck. And especially if you got 2 adaptations, things went nutty real quick. All right. Also, some more art added there. So let's leap into a 7. Greetings now. Lose all gold to remove 2 cards. One of my favorite things we can do here. I didn't read the stuff. Ryan? We were gonna read the different cards that had been changed. Let's go and do that. So the first one I'll draw your attention to is Nirvana down here. So Nirvana was upgraded card after you play it. Whenever you scry, gain 4 blocks. So this is now another very important piece for the scry build, right? Which I argued previously doesn't have enough payoffs. Yes, I am aware that curating your next hand is a payoff from it, or rather a benefit from it, but you want that in tandem with a bunch of other things that synergize with it so that it becomes unfair, rather than, okay. All right, so there's that. Actually, let's see its upgrade as well. 6. Had to expect that. Then we have... Love it. All right, we have Meditate. No. Yes, we do have Meditate. Okay. Put a card from your discard pile into your hand and retain it. Enter Calm, end your turn. So this is a retrieval for things that you've buffed from retaining, largely. So what do I mean by that? I've argued previously that Windmill Strike is complete garbage. Not just because statistically I don't think it's there, but also on top of that, because the longer you hold this, the fewer times you get to play it, because you're not going to be putting it back into your deck to cycle back into your hand, right? This Meditate card. It helps that build out a little bit. I would like to try and do a Windmill Strike build. I want to see if maybe I'm just a big whiny baby. Wah, wah, wah. Right? It could easily be the case. I do have a pacifier in at the moment. I'm drinking, you know, formula from a bottle. These are all of the baby-related things I know. I'm not good with kids. I don't know if you'll be able to tell that by the everything about me. Ooh. Gotta love a first turn lethal. Okay. Take a single copy of Protect. Okay, sorry. Also, the first time I see each card, I'll try and pull it up so that we can actually have a look at the art. Obviously, Protect's referencing here the Pokemon ability. I'm also not familiar with Pokemon, apparently. What am I familiar with? We need to enter Eruption this cycle. We'll kill next turn with the 3 strikes. Sweet. Energy Potion, Bowling Bash. I've argued that every single time you see the first Bowling Bash, you need to pick it up, and I don't feel wrong on that front. Flying Sleeves, as well as Crushed Joints, doesn't have extra art. Ooh, yes! Gotta love that. Very early Golden Idol here. Remove another card from the deck. Happily a strike because we've already added the Bowling Bash. Okay. And beautiful. That's a lethal. When the bash hits the worm and the corpse starts to squirm, that's a lethal. Flow state him? I'm not gonna flow state. I don't want to do another start switching deck in this this soon after the most recent, rather. Waking the enemy up with an eruption that does no damage is a bold move. Never mind. We're fine with it this time. Excelente. So this is a Vigilance. Protects. Gotta love it. Double defense, single strike. Hopefully we somehow get Eruption in the next hand. Okay. Next hand's not gonna have lethal. Okay, we need to get back into Vigilance. Back into Calm, rather. 8, 10, yeah, it's not. Whew. Honestly, thank heck our deck is so thin at the moment. Because we're getting back to our most important cards very, very quickly. I really need to kill this next turn. Yep. 7, 8. That's lethal. Whew! Toxic Egg. Whenever you add a skill card to your deck, upgrade it. That early? That's really good. We need Sands of Time regardless, though. So we've seen Flying Sleeves. Empty Body, Empty Mind. They both have really, really good art. I love the empty theme for them. And then Sands of Time, the one we'll be actually taking. Obviously a reference to Salvador Dali's artwork. Right there. I'm gonna go ham. Didn't have to go that ham. Happily liquid bronze in this fight, though. Whew. We're probably dead here. But, you know, I'll try everything I can to make sure that's not the case. Bowling Bash always has to be played when we draw it. There's no good argument to be made against that, I don't think. So 1 strike now takes down the frontliner for us. So Eruption, take you out. I'm okay with doing that, especially because I'm holding the Protect. So yeah, just hard block this turn. And then we're just... Come on, give me a bunch of damage cards. That'll do. 1 more. Perfect. Ink Bottle. Whenever you play 10 cards, draw a card. Very, very powerful thing, that. You know what? If we're going to be offered Nirvana this early, this is now a Scry build. I mean, there's also Weave as a companion piece I would really like right there. But hey, I'm not going to look the gift horse in the mouth there. Wow! Eternal Feather. For every 5 cards in your deck, heal 3 HP whenever you enter a rest site. I'm fine with that because I'm about to go to 2 rest sites. Sure, I don't have that many cards in my deck, but I do need a little bit of healing. And I also really need a lot of these cards upgraded, so it works out perfectly for me. So there's only a Sapphire Key in that chest. Isn't that weird? Isn't that strange? Usually there's multiple things in a chest, but there wasn't. I don't think we can go for another elite. Yeah, without vulnerability or something like that, and with a Nirvana that's weighing down the deck and not really providing anything yet, we would have a lot of difficulty with the... We would probably lose like 40 to 50 HP versus the Gremlin Knob. So even if I rest here, I still probably die to the Gremlin Knob. Unless I get Sands of Time in like my opening hand. Yeah, it's basically a 50-50 to have it in my opening hand though. Okay, it's a 44.4 repeater, but whatever. Do I rest? Fine, I'm gonna rest and try and go for the elite. Largely off of the back that I have the stance potion though. Sweet. Good fight. Real close one. Prostrate has now got itself upgraded. Obviously, the active lying prostrate in prayer. Tranquility is already upgraded as well. Tantrum. Oh, that's adorable. And flying sleeves. Also neat. I mean, they're pre-upgraded to the point that maybe I just want to take one. Entry of Calm can be pretty difficult. Fine. Ah, I should have played 2 defense there, right? For setting up for the ink bottle. I'm not casting Vigilance next turn, so I'll use Tranquility this turn. Really was hoping for Bowling Bash, though. Because now I would have cast Vigilance. Ah, well. We need to get Sands of Time in the next shuffle. It needs to be in the next shuffle so that we actually have damage. Okay. Sands of Time stays in hand. Next turn we pivot to attack and kill. Got him. Incense Burner every 6 turns. Gain 1 intangible, as well as Consecrate, Empty Body, Collect, and Foresight. At the start of your turn, scry 3! Nirvana, whenever you scry... Whenever you scry, not how many times you scry. These two don't synergize like that. Okay, I'll still upgrade Nirvana, because 6 block a turn is still pretty good. Can probably put the enemy on the ground next turn anyway. Without having to Wrath Potion this time. No, we can't. Rough. get the foresight out there. Ooh, Sands of Time, you're real late. Real late, bud. I mean, I can just pop into Tranquility next turn if I need it. Let's take Vigilance, though. Alright, we're intangible this turn, which makes life a lot easier for us. Can go a lot more aggressive. And apparently my a lot more aggressive is just throw out a single Sands of Time. I'm not going to be able to put the enemy on the ground with the Eruption this turn. So we'll just hard Scry there, looking for defensive cards. Never mind, now I can put the enemy on the ground with that, because we got the Sands of Time back. I really don't give the Sands of Time time to build up. I think we just discard the strike. I'm gonna Sands of Time Tranquility out of it. I know that I'm gonna be taking damage as a result, but I think it's important. Okay, so we flipped to Wrath before we attack this turn, I believe. Do I? It's only 9 more damage if I do it like that. Yeah, you do, Ryan. You do. Because you currently don't kill the enemy unless you do. Bad play, Ryan. Bad play. I'm gonna have to use this potion now. Well, it specifically put the enemy on the ground. Yeah. That's just a case of I didn't take the time to math. I should have done that in Wrath form as well. And that is largely I was focused on my own mistake. So I didn't not make another. You know, that makes sense in the way that it doesn't. Sands of Time. I'm glad that we still got through the fight. I'm a little embarrassed about it, but yeah. It's fine. You'll just inform my future play. Okay. Deck is really thin right now. Prey is actually viable. Okay, so we have Ragnarok. We've got Signature. Obviously, Wrestling move, and just Ragnarok as in some sort of a Epic Destruction Force there. Deus Ex Machina. Almost killed by a Time Eater, and instead the Magic Flying School Bus comes out of nowhere and kills the Time Eater for you. The God from the Machine, to refer to, I believe it was Greek God. Someone told me this recently, by the way. I'm not just smart. I'm a dumb person who listens to other people. Someone told me recently that this refers specifically to gods in Greek plays often being the resolution, or often playing a significant role in the resolution. But it's used to refer to it's used to refer to plot conveniences that seem to come out of nowhere. Unplayable when you draw this, add 3 miracles to your hand and exhaust. I mean, those 3 miracles are really good for the ink bottle at the absolute least. Prey. And we can scry to get back to Prey really quickly as well. Although Signature move is really good. And we have very few attacks in the deck. Look, if we're ever going to take Signature move, it's going to be now. If we're ever going to make a full Signature move deck. Oh my god, do I just remove attacks from my deck? Might be. No, because I'm never going to remove Sands of Time, and that's the one that's actually going to be the real killer here. So extra energy so that I can cast them out is going to be fine. All right, there's a path with a bunch of question marks. Literally, if one of them has the Necronomicon, we just win. Exclusively off the back of double casting signature move. I'll play that exclusively to get closer to the next pendant. Exclusivity. On each and every one of these actions, apparently. All right. Nirvana. Defend. Foresight. Strike. I have to set up the Nirvana. It's part of my block engine. It's part of the block engine. Also in there as well. Sense of Time needs to start decreasing its cost. I'm not going to be able to play signature move this turn, so I'll just mull past it. My next hand has signature move though, so. Yep, get back into Vigilance. And then next turn I will actually be able to cast signature move. Finally. Although I did just discard extra cards and draw some cards, so yeah, it's a little different there. I really should have just prioritized block on that turn rather than just trying to play the signature move. I'm very narrowly focused on, I would like to cast that card. Another Sands of Time is probably too much. Just lucky. Scry 1. Gain 8 block. Deal 3 damage. Sure. Establishment. Whenever a card is retained, reduce its cost by 1 this combat. Also, Pen Nib is incredible on the Watcher. Probably going to be taking Pen Nib. I actually really like Lee's Waffle here as well to try and fix my own mistake. Establishment's nice, but I retain a card that already lowers its own cost. Yes, I know it'll do it faster. And Protect. It's kind of weak. I'm going to go both of the Relics. So as it turns out, I didn't make any mistakes in the last fight because I knew I was going to get that there. Hell yeah. No, the deck is too thin to start trashing it. Do I put a Jax in here? I can cycle back around to Jax constantly. It's pretty good. It also gets pre-upgraded by the Toxic Egg. Transform a card. We'll transform... Ooh, a Strike? Or is it maybe a Sands of Time? Because Sands of Time is the prohibitive thing for signature move a lot of the time here for us. I'm going to do it. It became Flying Sleeves. Okay. Nibot. This ain't a great turn, though. Not the best I've had, but having Pen Nib set up on a turn where I end up using signature move is going to be like a large amount of how we're going to reach for lethal in this deck. Yikes, my HP. Would someone think of my HP? Okay, you can't scry if there's nothing in the deck. Got it. We're not going to go into Eruption this round. Just lucky. Scry's past a wound. Lovely. Alright, we're getting closer to that Pen Nib. I'm going to throw Bowling Bash. Use this to generate an attack. Really? Give me Vault right now. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. Oh, look, it's Jax, the card that I'm never playing. Not in this fight, at least. Okay, kill in a single card, please. Fine. Can't kill in a single card, so we have to waste the ink bottle there. Mercury Hourglass at the start of your turn. Deal 3 damage to all enemies. That's another signature move. You can't put 2 of those in the same deck. They obviously step on each other's toes. I'll take a protect there. Yeah, I gotta put the enemy on the ground who has the most HP. I'll attack you as well, because you'll die next time. Yeah, has the most HP and is buffing. Protect, defend, full side jacks. 8. I'll get rid of those two. Yeah, Flying Sleeves is obviously incredible still. So if I play a defend, Miracle Flying Sleeves on the back line, then I draw cards, so Just Lucky is now active. Right? Oh, but we didn't play Nirvana, so that's not even like a giant block turn. It was still a good turn overall, but it wasn't the turn I was trying to make it. Okay. No, you forgot to cast Tranquility first. Alright, alright. Let's straighten up and fly right here. Empty Mind. Draw 3 cards, exit your stance. Scroll. Draw 4 cards you cannot play skills for the rest of the turn, and Tranquility. Also pull those up. There's also another copy of Bowling Bash there, which actually might be the correct one, despite being the only unupgraded. Our first Tranquility has been doing nothing. I shouldn't have taken it. Scroll is not really going to help us here. Most of our cards are not attacks. Empty Mind. We don't really need draw when we're curating our entire next hand constantly. I think it's a pass. I think I'll buy both potions here as well, yeah. All these smooth stones. Start each combat with 1 dex. And then got some healing from our trusty little Eternal Feather. I'm gonna need the signature move upgraded because it's like our main source of damage in this deck right now. I should kill the Gremlin Wizard while I have the ability to. And pop the thorns there. Knew that was going to happen. Keep Bowling Bash though. Protect, defends. Yeah, next turn is Nirvana Vigilance, so no need to cast Tranquility here. Trank's done very little for us so far. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm a Scry past to force a new deck shuffle. Hand didn't get that much better, to be entirely honest with you. Good thing we have an explosive potion. Or lethal. Maybe we just have lethal. You know. That's what this deck does. That is specifically what this deck does. And against bosses, it does it with the Pandan. Okay. Judgment. I have to take this for one reason. And some of you already know what it is, but I haven't actually seen it yet. It's going to be really good. There's also Empty Body over here, Conclude and then Crescendo. Ah, that's a reference to a specific picture of an artist playing a violin, I'm pretty sure. Not going to be able to summon it for you, though. And also the musical notation behind. Let's go Judgment. Wreath of Flame. Your next attack deals 8 additional damage. I mean, only good on Bowling Bash for us right now. Enlightenment? Don't have that many expensive cards. Establishment might be worthwhile with... do I have 3 protects in the deck now? Or it's just the 2? It's just the 2, and there's also a Flying Sleeves. I don't think I need that one. Oh, yeah, if I could take that protect, then I would take the Establishment. Maybe I do just take that protect, then. Because our whole thing is about just queuing up for the right turn and then blowing up the enemy. Seems like the kind of thing that might be helpful. Well, Jack's first because we know we're always doing it, so we get the draw. Just gonna have to hold Trank until I know that I'm not playing Vigilance. See the VFX? Ooh, they're lovely. Now, I didn't cast that to try and kill the enemy. I cast it to increment the bottle over there. Tranquility, Eruption. We'll still have it. Just Lucky gets rid of that. Yeah. Lizard Tail. When you would die, heal to 50% of your max HP. Works once. Ooh, you gotta love that. Another Protect? It's too many now. It's too many, isn't it? I don't know if it's too many. I don't know if there's ever a case where it's too many. So I need to know, how do these stack, right? Am I gonna, at the start of my turn, scry 6? Because that's how I assume it does. So it wouldn't be 2 different triggers of scry for the sake of Nirvana. Scrying 6 in our deck oftentimes does nothing. But you know what? I need to know. It's science time. Let's get scienced. It's a bad turn no matter what I do, really. Judge the backliner and then I take, 6 extra damage, actually. Exactly 6 extra damage for judging the backliner. Which is exactly the damage the backliner was going to do, so... 6 in one, half dozen the other. It's theoretically possible we go for signature move this turn. Nate. Oh, I haven't played the second Foresight. I was wondering what was going on there. Nirvana. Then I'll scry a card, get myself some block. I'm going to Eruption as well. Because we're just pivoting for lethal next turn. Hard pass Tranquility, not going to need it. Get judged. Wave of the Hand. In Calm, apply 3 weak. In Wrath, apply 3 vulnerable. We don't have weak or vulnerable triggers in this deck yet. Obviously, we're being offered them alongside. Sanctity, if this card... Sorry, if the last card played this combat was a skill, draw 2 cards. Draw is not that important for us. Is that true? We have a lot of pseudo draw in the retains. And we have a lot of curation of our next hands. I don't think we need that. I think we will take Wave of the Hand for the vulnerability. Yeah. More block on the Protect. I mean, this is exactly where it's useful, right? Against the enemy on the card art. I'll pass that. Do nothing, do nothing. Fine, we'll draw a card, see what it is. Yeah, can't pivot with that yet, but I guess I'm glad not to have it in my next hand. Okay. Fortunate for them to take Judgment there. Fine. Okay, yeah, it's just going to be Scry 6 at the start of your turn. It's not going to give us 2 triggers of it. Look, I knew it wasn't going to, but I was allowing some wishful thinking in. If only we had one less attack, eh? Now we can judge you. Roll out a protection, unfortunately. Okay, next hand. We're already in Tranquility, but we probably need that in hand regardless. And then we're going to need to protect. So it's for pivoting for damage, but we're not going to have that much damage with this. There's not that much damage left in the deck, to be entirely honest with you. Go past both of those. Couldn't be one turn later, eh? For Incense Burner there? Again, just gonna have to pivot for damage. Alright. Leave Jacks in the next hand. Yeah, we're short again. Is that 32 you intend on inflicting? So I'll take the strength. And then pivot for exclusively damage on this in the next turn, otherwise we're already dead. We'll leave Judgment there, actually. Because of that. Whew! Hard fight, that one. Okay. Battle Hymn. The first card you draw each turn has its cost reduced by 1 for the turn. Adaptation, Ragnarok, and Brilliance. Brilliance is going to be really, 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 really good in an Unceasing top deck and probably nothing else, in my opinion. Because if your whole hand gets transformed, what do you cast? Right? Are you setting up for a next turn? So you've played out most of your hands in your cards in your hand then. So you're transforming nothing, or you're transforming a bunch of things and then they retain and then you have an overfull hand. It seems like every way that Brilliance wants to work, it doesn't. From the outside, just like obviously this could easily be entirely wrong. I want to make that clear. I am still getting experience with this character. I'm not just laying down lore. Ragnarok is actually a really good way for us to deal damage now that we have the Jacks in the deck as well. So, hard to pass that up. Holy Water replaces Pure Water at the start of each combat. Add 3 miracles into your hand rather than just the 1 that Pure Water gives you. Philosopher's Stone, gain energy at the start of your turn. All enemies start combat with 1 strength. And Busted Crown, gain energy at the start of your turn. Future card awards have 2 less cards to choose from. I probably don't really care about the downside of the Philo Stone. Like, in the heart fight, I guess I'll care the most about it. But specifically because we already have the Toxic Egg as well as the Question card. Yes, Question card would mean that I would still have 2 choices if I had the Busted Crown. But having 4 choices and all skills upgraded gives us the ability to get some really nutty things. And while the upgrade to the base relic is fine, I think I'm going to need the consistent energy with this deck. Yeah, we're not going for the heart this run. The heart path would be all the way up here, so that I can get to the big ol' elite. That is to say, the Emerald Elite. That's fine. We've been doing a lot of heart fights recently. I'm okay with not going just once. Fine, I'll just judge you. Fine. My goal here is just set them all up for judgments. Alternatively, it's to set them up for my, you know, the thing that does damage over time, every turn. I forgot its name. Double Protect Nirvana. I'm already in Tranquility. It's fine, we'll get past that. Mercury Hourglass, there we go. The Relic. Ragnarok is really not the card you want to cast for the kill here. It'll hit 3 times, that's fine. Oh, we're intangible as well, so couldn't be finer. Weave! Weave! Finally! Weave! Gain 9 block. Scry 5. That's pretty good here. Seems pretty good here. Discovery is also really, really powerful. I'll definitely be taking that. It's now just whether I take Foreign Influence and Discovery. Foreign Influence could end up in the second cycle messing up my signature moves, so probably not that. I really wish I had like another Wrath trigger in the deck rather than just Eruption. Yeah, Discovery for discovering things over the course of the fight is pretty interesting. And then I'll card remove a strike. Upgrade all cards you can no longer heal. You can't afford that. Definitely can't afford that. Okay. This turn suddenly became a lot better. So this will scry our next hand. As well as put a weave in our hand. Ragnarok's 25, so the enemy would go below their split value. Can't do that. I'll enter Calm because otherwise we're not going to do it until the next cycle, and I'll weaken the enemy. Eruption and Signature is lethal. Eruption. Unfortunately, we're not going to get the double damage on the right part of it here. Not that it matters. Tungsten Rod. Ooh, the Tungsten God. Whenever you lose HP, lose 1 less. That thing has saved my life so many times. Another weave. Explosive potion for more directed damage. Lovely. Even in its previous iteration, this had saved my life a couple times, so it's nothing to turn your nose up at. So 14 damage that we can currently do to a target, and then judge them. Good. We'll Nirvana Discovery for... Thanks. Guess we'll take Scroll so that we have some block. And then I'll Third Eye. If I cast 2 more cards this turn, I draw the top card of my deck with, which is Jaxed, I believe. Yeah. And we take 1 less damage. Hell yeah. That Tungsten God synergy with Jaxed. It's obviously what I've been aiming for this entire run. Glad it finally came together. Good. It's a pretty good run rock. I don't need another Ragnarok. Cut through Fate. Scries and draws a card. So it also gains 6 block. Perfect. I'll take a bunch of money, happily. Nirvana obviously has to be played. That. Tranquility. All's well that ends well. Ooh, especially if it ends with a 40. Let's discover Vault. Great. That'll do well for us. Foresight should stay atop the deck there, and then we'll Vault. I don't have much damage left in the deck, so it seems like Vigilance is probably the best idea here. I'm not going to do it, though, because I do have Pen Nib upcoming. That should be fine. Beautiful. Whew! Omamori, negate the next 2 curses you obtain, as well as Worship, Cut Through Fate, Follow Up, and Deceive Reality. It'd be another Cut Through Fate, but I'm not sure I want to do that. Just not sure. We'll upgrade one of the Foresights to be in the opening hand so that we can start curating much more quickly, and also start benefiting from Nirvana much more quickly. That will do nothing, and then sort out our damage order. Signature move in the next hand seems fine. Scry your whole draw pile. You gotta love that. I've forgotten to look at the new art. I'm sorry. It's my bad. Whose else bad would it be? Okay. Since we already have Nirvana, we will take Cut Through Fate. It's block. Card actually says block. Isn't that weird? Fine, I'll take a Foresight. Worst case scenario, it just gets me to my next copies of Weave in the hand really quickly. Just lucky, discard the Wallop, and then Ragnarok for a bunch of damage. Feel free to Eruption at the end as well. Especially with Signature Move and, yeah, Judgment left in the deck. I was feeling pretty comfortable here. That'll do it. Captain's Wheel. At the start of your third turn, gain 18 block. Wreath of Flame makes a little sense now that we have the Ragnarok in the deck, but we do have other attacks to play, and there's another Weave there. Strawberry, upon pickup, gain 7 max HP. Card Switch Exhaust, when played, will instead discard 50% of the time. Typically, that's incredible as this character. For our deck, it is not. The only thing that it can affect in our deck right now is the Miracle that gets added to our hand at the start of combat. So I propose that instead of going for that, we don't go for that. Savvy? Maybe cut a card from the deck. In fact, we'll definitely cut a card from the deck. Go Happy Flower. So Meditate's upgrade is 2 cards. Hey. Glad to know. I really should have looked at the upgrades of those as well. Inner Piece for draw. No. Shop's kind of garbage, to be honest. I've got to hope that this is a shop and then do the rest of my purchasing there. I will, however, take the Power Potion before we leave. Let's get another Foresight so we can just ignore all of the bad cards in our deck. 2 Foresights together works really well. Really well. I'm going to go with this just because this fight is otherwise going to be pretty tragic. Still pretty tragic. Thankfully, both of them die next turn. Okay. So it's not showing me the intent of specifically the Reptomancer. It's showing me the intent of the just summoned one, though. Fine. Okay, cool. We're not being attacked. Lovely. That's all I need to know. So now I can Tranquility into Eruption. Wave of the Hands. Weave Cut Through Fate. Bowling Bash and then Judge you. Blood Vial at the start of each combat, heal for 2 HP. A Deva Form. Oh, the card art for this is beautiful. Oh. Okay, so they've chosen the relics there that have the highest relation to religious iconography and symbols. Obviously, the prayer beads and the singing bowl and upfront Vajra. I'm not familiar with Vajra, but I'm going to assume it fits the format there. Still nice to see you on a card, bud. Crescendo, Bowling Wrath, Foreign Influence, Bowling Bash? Nah, not going to need it. Not going to need it. I'm not keen on flying sleevesing here with the double damage. Especially because I can just do it on a later turn. Yeah, the change to Foresight to occur at the start of your turn rather than after your turn, or rather than after your draw, has made it head and shoulders significantly better. Not just for better interactions with Weave, but also for far better interactions for curating your next hand. I wouldn't be surprised if Foresight gets nerfed to, like, Scry 1 at the start of your turn, upgrades to Scry 2, or Scry 2 upgrades to Innate. Just go with the full defense then. Gotta remember to leave some things in my deck to scry through. Or maybe if I throw 3 things here, then we'll generate a new deck. So I keep the 2 scry effects and signature. Okay. Sure. Probably leave the Ragnarok there. Yeah, I'll take Judgment instead now. So should probably do it. And then third eye, just to curate our next hands. Lovely. Yeah, just discard everything that's not Jax. We've got it this turn even without the... you know what? I'm going to Tranquility to get out of that mode so I can cast more attacks here. Just so that I can increment the ink bottle as well as the pen nib. Third eye, wallop, Sands of Time and Step and Strike. Third eye is probably the best there, but I don't think I need it anymore. A glowing Tesseract, sure. Violence. Put 4 attacks from your draw pile into your hand. We don't have that many. And oftentimes they're 0 costs like the... Yeah, we don't really want that. Thinking Ahead is probably the closest there. Master of Strategy, definitely. Or Trip. Trip? Could be Trip. Secret Technique. Vulnerability is difficult for us. I think it might be Trip. And Thinking Ahead. And the final thing we have to do here is upgrade Ragnarok to hit an extra time. Sweet. We do play a lot of powers here. Well, second of... Like, yeah, of course. Of course you do that. Now I'm going to Secret Technique looking for... Where are you? Looking for the third eye. Happily third eye my way through the deck a little bit here. Good. Casual 10 block at the start of my turn. Yes, thank you. Let's discover and see if we get anything incredible here. Yeah, nothing great. Weave, Miracle, Judge, Jax, Carve Reality. You know, just a normal turn. I'll keep Tranquility because I am entering Calm here. Or rather, would like to. Trip needs to stay atop the deck, definitely. When I'm curing my next hand, I should start thinking about, okay, can I get signature move off with the pen nib? Should I cut an attack from my hand? Should I add an attack to my hand? That kind of thing. Because it's come back to bite me a couple times. Okay. Trip, definitely. Ragnarok as well. Jax, of course. Good turn for that to turn up. Yes, stuns on him. Boom. Phase 1 down. Now the fight can get a little bit tricky. Wave of the Hand for the weakness is incredibly important here. I'm very glad to have it. Just lucky to curate past that, as well as draw another. Oh, really wish I could play that Ragnarok here. All right, Pendim, up in 2. Yeah. Force a shuffle of a new deck. I'm going to Secret Technique literally just to get the trip out here, because it's not going to be a great turn. Yeah, too many attacks. I can't get the signature move off in the way that I would like. Okay. It's fine. It's still overall a good turn. Just not the turn I would have liked. This build probably could have gone for the heart. In retrospect, probably, almost certainly, definitely could have. But that's okay. I'm happy with just a normal win of the game every once in a while. 1466 and Ascension mode level 8 is now unlocked. I guess we're officially on the Ascension grind, after which we'll do the Heartbreaker grind. So for the moment, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.